Oh.
And the masses clamor. They know what is about to happen tonight as we explore the most incredible tool ever seen in D&D digital.
You said that
assets.
so ominously. They know what will happen tonight. Alcott will die for some reason.
Well, look, honestly, I'm super concerned about Sunday. Sunday stream.
You and me both, friend.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to... Hey, Jay, thank you so much. You're the first... I don't know if Jay's ever been the first one in on my stream. Well done, sir. Hello, Manda. Lovely. Good to see you also. It's going to be a fun night tonight. I'm so excited. I got to run upstairs. I got an asset I got to grab. Well, that sounded really bad.
Yeah, it did.
A printout, a physical
That's a legit reason to run upstairs.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'll stop. I'll just stop.
It's sure better than I have to go get some toast. You know?
I am looking forward to that Hero Forge integration though, because I have a lot of fun making minis in Hero Forge. It's a very fun tool. I just had Hero Forge open. I was looking at one of my old minis of a bard that I made. He's also he's a con man, and I positioned it to where he's got his loot out on one side, and then he's got his hand behind his back as if he's like being a showman, and in his other hand, his dagger is hidden behind his back.
Have you used the custom mini plugin yet?
I have not. I actually don't personally own Talespire. I know a bit about it from John, and at one point I was debating on getting it, but I haven't really found much need for it yet because of just my current situation. But
Do you run games or do you just play?
I play mostly. When I do run games, I have run them in other systems than D&D, and they tend to be just better to have picture references than physical on board, like distances and everything. But yeah, Talespire is great.
This is the asset I referenced, and we'll show him tonight.
He's getting there.
The detail on this is so... I got to figure out a better way to show this, but it's amazing. It's super detailed. Love it.
You just got to paint it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
good luck with that.
Put it on your just got to paint it shelf.
No. You know how that works, John. I'm not going to paint this guy. You know who's going to paint this guy?
Oh yeah, you have a terrain dude.
Whoa, I have a terrain dude, but I got the master painter. Mike Disney is going to paint this.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering if you were also going to have Chandler paint one too.
That's the end of the production line, right? So it starts with my idea, and then the artist's, in this case Frederica, illustration, and then it goes to Renan for the sculpt, and then it goes to Demon Goon for the import into Talespire, and then it goes to Mike DM Dingbat, who does the physical print, and now it goes to Mike Disney, who's going to do the paint, and then my vision is on the table in a wicked, nasty way.
Yeah, ready to kill.
That might not be the last time you hear that.
That's what we want. Something to kill us.
All right, here we go.
Stop having visions, John.
No, I'm sorry. I do. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, and my cams are off, and I will fix that.
John's face is very cut.
No,
you guys don't move. Don't move. I'll fix it. It's been a while since I've done a 4-person. There we go.
It's not you, it's me. Like, my chair's not centered anyway. I'm always like,
no, it's good because you've got that logo behind you. It's really.
I'll make it work.
Oh, it's Bone Grinder.
Yeah, I
need to get a Amber Temple one.
All right, good. All right, everyone looks good except for... I'm not sure I can do anything with you, Thomas.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
No hope.
Last night I tried really hard. Now I'm just like, eh.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Oh, you've been to Disneyland too much. All right, so here we go, and cut that.
Really make sure you get the nice Boba Fett helmet behind me.
Ooh, very nice. Yes.
Should I go grab my working lightsaber, John?
If the show gets really bad, yes, let's do that.
I'll just start spinning it.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Lore Masters Arcanum, episode 55, I believe. And tonight we're talking all kinds of goodness around Talespire, Palelords, and plugins. I am joined, as always, by the amazing Evelyn, who is the right hand and provocateur of all good things here on Blue Box. And then I've been more recently joined a lot by Alcott. Thomas, whatever name you might know him, Keeper, if you watched him last night.
Yes.
And so we're glad to have him. And I think he might be a more regular fixture for us here on Wednesday night Lore Masters Arcanum because he's moved his schedule around. And then we have the bone grinder himself, Demon Good, John Fuller. And we're going to shout out his Patreon quite a bit tonight, but thank you all for joining me. And I think the best place to start tonight is, John, what's new with Talespire? And I'm going to switch over, and I might have to fix all your cams again here, but I've got your, that's not as bad as the other one, so good. There, perfect. Wow, that looks amazing. So I'm looking at your OBS Ninja, and we've got a lot of new things happening in Talespire. You got new assets. The fog, oh my goodness, the fog. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. But what are you seeing new in the tool?
Oh, man. So I think, what's going on? So we got a fog. Fog is cool. I'm not a huge, yay fog person. But on the plugin side of things, we're now basically on the second and a half generation of integration plugins, both for 5e stuff, for getting asset packs and models and all those things. So I'm hoping to kind of demonstrate the progress that have been made in all that. And it's not perfect. There's a lot of buggy stuff. If your stuff isn't, you just don't get QA right now. That's the thing. You're going to run into stuff. You can get it to work. It's got a little ways to go, but I'm hoping to really impress people with what we have so far.
No, I like that. So it's some beta testing happening, and we will get to the fog because there is a challenge in Nostalgie, Charles' channel for the best fog screenshot, and I want our community to participate. So we'll talk about that later. I played with it a bit, and it is super fun. But before we jump into all that you want to show us, Evelyn, anything you'd like to discuss and kind of reference in terms of content tonight, sponsors, announcements, things I'm forgetting?
Well, I can't think of anything at the moment, so I might also be forgetting something. I don't know.
I only ask because I just like seeing you look up in the air. That's the whole reason I ask. All right.
It's my thinking face.
And then I want you to know, Thomas, you can jump in at any time, but John, you have the floor.
Exciting stuff. Okay, so in the beginning, we go to Notepad because that's where all good things start, right? So I think the biggest thing that's happened so far for me personally in regards to plugin is that we now have a D&D Beyond integration plugin. And what this plugin does is if you have your browser tab open with your character in D&D Beyond, it'll synchronize to a token on the board with the same name. Right? So right now, here's my Romris character sheet. And I have a Romris token here. And it has his stuff. It has some stats, his AC, his hit die and stuff as brought over by D&D Beyond. And also, and this is where...
So it's put in the actual radial menu that is native to Talespire, and then you got that plugin. I'm going to make this bigger for the audience. So
yeah,
you
sure.
Can see it. Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, are you kidding?
No, seriously.
Don't be blown away yet, folks, because you won't be able to handle it.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. So as I'm running a game, and say I do damage to a player or whatever, I don't want to have their Talespire or their D&D Beyond character sheets open all the time. I just don't want to. And also players like to change their own hit points. But what we can do is actually, if I go to Romris right now and change his hit points in D&D Beyond, it will update in Talespire here in a moment, whenever it decides to. You can kind of look at the server. So his hit points now changed to 28. So at any point, I can look at the tokens on the board to kind of see what their hit points are. Well, people can manage their own hit points. And so that is one aspect of this particular plugin. The second aspect of it is that it's automatically going to populate files to be used by another plugin, the Dice Selector plugin. The Dice Selector plugin allows you to pre-configure groups of dice to roll for yourself, right?
Oh.
So you can have a local configuration file that you can go and mess with, and you can be like stealth 3D whatever, or the D&D Beyond link will generate them for you, and then you just turn it on. Look at, there's my initiative, here's my dagger, here's my sleight of hand, here's my stealth.
Oh
here's
my
rolls
gosh!
right
Woo!
so it'll automatically populate my die rolls, right? So I can do pretty much whatever I want right here.
That's so cool. Anna B. Meyer's on, and we always want to give Anna a shout out. She is the ultimate cartographer. She is supporting this entire community, and she's also a supporter of these types of tools. And I'm telling you, Anna B. Meyer and the Talespire crew, you guys are going to hiccup. Hiccup. Sorry, I got so excited I swallowed wrong. You're going to hook up. It's amazing what's happening with this tool.
And so the convenience factor of that, I got a 22 on that investigation roll.
Yeah, you rolled really well on both.
The convenience factor of not having to have the browser window open and messing with the browser tab. Like I can just click my token in Talespire, have it come up in Talespire, and do the rolls there. There's also configurations when you roll to have it like automatically roll and not have to like grab the dice and drop them. As a player, it's a lot of fun.
John, hang on. I think Thomas had a question. Go ahead, Thomas.
Oh yeah.
I actually do have an interesting question. Is it reverse compatible on HP that you put in Talespire? Does it update in D&D Beyond?
No, D&D Beyond is the authoritative source of information.
That's
what I assumed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. For now, right? And only for tokens that are linked with D&D Beyond, right? So I'll get to that in just a moment. Except I forgot what it was that I was talking about.
Automatically rolling dice.
Yeah. So as a GM, as a player, it's like, I get to roll my longsword, whatever. But as a GM, it's like I have to roll 30 bats. Like that is actually kind of exhausting in Talespire. And so there are configurations and stuff now where it'll just like, you just do it and it just rolls it. It doesn't actually drop the dice. It just does the random generation and puts it in chat.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to sweat it. Other comments. So this is going to get a little bit technical, but it kind of describes what the architecture is behind the scenes, so that
it is great when someone says this is going to get a little technical, then opens MS Paint.
Yes, I know.
Dude,
well, the command prompt was better, right?
Yeah, right.
So the version 1 of D&D Beyond Link actually used your current window to do all the transactions. And so if I had Romris open and I have my browser window open, it's actually going to kind of like take over my controls a little bit and cause some lag. If you had like 5 characters open, it was unusable. So that was version 1. Version 2 has a slightly different architecture. Whoops. So in version 2, here's Chrome. Here's another thing, and here's Talespire. Here's Chrome. Whoa. There's Chrome. Here's Talespire. And there's going to be this thing in the middle that is the Beyond Link server. This is what it's currently called. And so right now, how do I get back to my pencil? So, there.
Don said those are some high-tech drawings.
So right now, this is why I make the big bucks. Chrome sends the info to the Beyond Link server, which you can see like right here is just, this is all you're going to see is it's going to run in this little window right here, right? So it sends things to the Beyond Link server. and in turn, it's going to update the info in Talespire. It's a one-way thing. Oh, Heimdaller's here. What's up, man? So
Yeah. Hi, Heimdaller.
this is the new architecture. What is nice about this, and all the modders right now are big on frameworks. Like all the frameworks that are being created right now are the foundation for who knows how many years worth of this stuff, right? So here's D&D Beyond. Well, the other day, I got an email that was like, hey, guess what? Pathfinder version of D&D Beyond.
Nexus.
Yeah, did you
Pathfinder
hear about that?
Nexus.
It's
Great.
huge.
Nexus. I'm excited.
So-
Let's go Nexus.
So the same thing that's probably going to happen is it's going to be just like this, right? Lord Ashes is probably going to update this guy to accept stuff from here. But I forgot to mention there is an extension that you have to install. That's the catch. So once you download this plugin, and it's very easy, the steps walk you through exactly how to do this. You install an actual new Chrome extension called the D&D Beyond Link extension.
Hey, John, let me ask you to pause for a moment. I want to make sure the
Yeah.
resolution for the viewers. Can you guys see the words? Do I need to hone in more on
man.
that screen? Want to make sure everyone can
Whoop.
see. There we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
Yeah.
These are my options: this zoom and 200%.
If you look
Well,
in the
no,
very
I-
bottom
yeah,
right
no.
corner, there's a little scroll bar that you can probably more.
Well, and I can also change
Oh,
it here
never
on
mind.
my end.
My scroll
No.
goes from 100 to
Heimdaller,
200.
no, they're good. They're all good. So just keep doing
They
what
can
you're
see
doing. Yep, they're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. So all that's probably going to happen is there's just going to be another extension. That is the Pathfinder extension or whatever, right? And it might be that they either use the same server, but they generalize it, or it might be a new one, who knows? But the foundation is laid for parsing a website and pitching it into Talespire to update tokens. Because on the Talespire side, it's all going to be the same. It's just like, okay, what are we going to set the hit points at? What are we going to set these stats at? When we set up our dice configuration roles, what's that going to look like? So you can expect this to happen basically as soon as a modder takes the time
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
But this, I'm hoping, gives kind of an insight into the current evolution of where we're at with integrating with these outside sources within Talespire.
I know. I think it does. Thomas, Evelyn, questions, comments?
No, it's awesome.
This-
I mean, it's really, really cool stuff seeing that there's that direct integration with D&D Beyond. And there's a lot of possibilities for, especially having a separate server, making any number of digital tool sets that you use to maintain character sheets, having direct
Exactly.
integration at Talespire.
Exactly.
There's, like I mentioned, there's a lot of gotchas right now. So when you are trying to use the Beyond Link server, you have to make sure your Beyond the Spire Chrome extension is turned off. Actually, make sure your Beyond 20 extension is turned off if you're using Roll20 also, because it'll just make things go nuts.
So again, John, this is all through Ray2 Modman, right? Maybe go back to the beginning of how you install this plugin.
Oh, yeah, totally. So all you do is, in the beginning, you go to thunderstore.io. I have a YouTube video on this too.
Yes.
Communities, Talespire. You're going to install this one right here, R2 Modman. Once you have R2 Modman installed, you're going to fire it up, and actually I can close all this stuff because I'm going to swap my plugins. Give it a sec to close down. So instead of firing up Talespire itself, we're going to be firing up R2 Modman.
Hi, Heimdall. You said in the beginning, he said, let there be plugins.
So once you fire up R2 Modman, it's going to show you everything that there is. And there's already like 84 of them. They're just everything. So we already have a new fog colors plugin. HoloFox added multiple.
So the default from Talespire included fire. So you had like a lava-based plug. You had the regular fog. You had enchanted. There were like 3 or 4 fog effects. So now there are many more.
Yeah. What are we doing here? I'm reading the instructions, but I don't see how to actually change them. Currently need to either follow the build guide. Oh, I bet he updated the actual UI. Well, let's take a look at
Yeah.
fog next time
All right.
I fire it
All
up.
right, good. Yes, sir.
So, So once you have R2 Mod Man, it's just a matter of clicking the ones you want to install. I mean, it's just like Nexus Mod Manager for Skyrim, and you're gonna mix and match, and you're gonna be like, why doesn't this work? Because it conflicts with another plugin, and they don't know that yet. Like we're just in the very beginning of that learning curve.
Yeah.
Actually, HoloFox had the More Colors plugin within an hour of it going live.
So we got to get
here. So
we got to get him live on one of these LMA streams. I think it would be fun to have him join us. So let's plan that in the future soon here.
Okay, so something to know is that this dice selection plugin is not going to be compatible with our 5e rule set plugin because they both eat dice, basically. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything else. Oh, there's going to be a new version of the Beyond Link server going out tonight. That should be better. And in the future, I've already talked to Lord Ashes about a Beyond Monster link, so that you can have it can parse the D&D Beyond Monster pages.
And then you can make custom D&D monsters as well and plug all that stuff in too.
Yeah, well, ideally for me, I want to open the page and click a button and have it pull it all down and make the local files for me.
Right.
Excuse me. That will be used by the 5e plugin, which I'll show you now. Mutually exclusive. Oh, there's some bugs like if you have advantage on your character sheet, it's not quite displaying them in the dice selector. Ideally, you run it first with all the characters that you know and love. Restart Talespire. It's just the quirks to getting it to work right.
Okay, so while you're pulling this up, I want to ask, like, to me, this all makes sense, and I love it, but I am the world's biggest geek. Anyone on the stream, like, feeling overwhelmed, do you need to slow down, back up? I want people to, because this is not that hard, but it could seem that way if you've never really done this before. I installed that R2 Mod Manager. I installed plugins. It was really easy to do this in Talespire, and I want to make sure the community that's on right now knows if you need help or you want us to slow down, we will. This is not about. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a YouTube video.
Why don't you post that link? That's a good idea.
How to install plugins or something like that. Talespire. The longest part of the video is like, don't send your support requests to Bouncy Rock.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is the longest part of the video.
Don't get something from some external publisher of mods and then go back to Bouncy Rock and say, why isn't this working? Yes, well said.
Yeah. Did that post, or do you need to approve it? Or
no, it's there.
They don't care.
It's good.
Okay.
We got it.
It's there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, really, it takes like 2 seconds. Okay, so now let's change the color of the fog because I'm curious. Where did you change? Where do you put the fog color at?
So it should be on the board. I can't see your...
Oh, no. Look, okay, so here are the original options. Are atmosphere, calm, darkness, glowing heat, and green haze. It looks like HoloFox has added black.
No, black was...
Cyan.
Ooh,
well, no,
black.
They had darkness, which is different.
Yeah, okay,
than
gotcha. Yeah, okay, so black was default. They had darkness. Black he's added.
Gray... magenta. Ooh.
And then show the slider at the bottom, how you can drag that down to certain levels, because that was
that red one.
That was so different than what you had before, where it was just sort of exactly that's it. I wanted everyone to see this because I struggle with fog because it was a sort of a pan environmental effect, and now with this new Talespire adjustment, you can pull it up, adjust intensity and height.
And you can have it. The intensity is like, if you have intensity set to the max, it's going to be like a solid wall.
Right.
But if you have it like up a little bit, where it's got a little bit of a haze. But if you have it on max, you can do things like the cloud, this thing.
Right.
You're going to have it look like clouds kind of going across the top. Looks funky with the atmosphere is probably the best, but...
Yeah, I played with this week. I got so hyped. I was so excited, but I love these new colors. This is amazing.
Yeah. Calm.
I could see this being really cool for like a floating wizard's tower, like a elemental plane of air.
Or for a demonic plane, and
the fog got fast tracked because of the Dimension 20 stuff.
Oh, with what was it, Tales of the Seven, or what was that?
Yeah, the seven something. Seven.
It's literally in the dev thing that they posted today.
I know.
Close enough. Move on,
I'll
gentlemen.
pull it up.
Astori and Brother Hannon did a bunch of their maps. Yeah. But that was why they needed the fog, was for that, because it just doesn't look good to have an island and then have like.
Whoa, John,
this.
John.
What?
This is one of the proudest moments of my life. What? I knew something about Talespire that HoloFox did not know.
What?
He just posted in chat. He did not know you could adjust intensity.
Seriously?
And I figured like day one, yay! I'm sorry, HoloFox, no shade. You're the man. I'm just a geek, but that's.
Okay, what was I doing? Okay, so now we're looking at the actual 5e. The first rules. Actually, it's probably not the first rule set plugin. I know that HoloFox has made, and they're coming up with naming conventions right now. I mean, it's just kind of all over the place. But like, so there's a rule set 5e. Don't rest your head. I'm not certain what that is, but it's another rule set plugin. So there are 2 rule set plugins now. With I mean, being able to add Pathfinder after having tackled 5e should be not too easy. Just the math. The math exactly. is harder. So now, the 5e rule set plugin works slightly differently. Works slightly differently. Period. What it is going to do is it's actually going to look at local files on your computer that are in JSON, and there's like there's a whole rule set plugin walkthrough by Lord Ashes. So for each of your characters or your monsters or whatever, all you need is this JSON file that describes their attacks, whether they're melee or ranged, what's the base reach of the creature. It has saves, it has skills, has immunities and resistances. So you define your monsters or your players in here. And then when you select them in the game, you suddenly have access to all of this stuff. And so I think if I move my bat kind of back over here, and I select Romris, and for some reason, I don't know that my icons are working. My icons aren't working. If I try to attack with my dagger, it tells me he can't because he's too far away. And that's where his reach comes in. But if I shoot him with my short bow, maybe nothing happens. Maybe the other way. Maybe his file's messed up. Oh, I just did this.
Gotta love active troubleshooting.
I just did it like honestly, 2 seconds ago.
No, don't sweat it, John. Like honestly, this is the least of my concerns. I like the storytelling. If the short bow doesn't work, whatever, like just keep going, my man.
Grumble. So, grumble, man.
Grumble.
It's what I like. I walked away and took a shower, and I came back.
That's all it takes.
No. You're plumbing. Flush some bits out of Talespire. That's all it is. It's very common.
Yeah. What did I do? Oh, let me try renaming it to Giant Bat 2. Cross your fingers here. It already is Giant Bat. Oh wait, cancel.
Hello, Lonely Zombie 89.
Yeah, talk to chat while I struggle.
It does get stuck some app restart. No, he won't need to restart the app. But 89, that's a good year. I graduated high school at 89, Lonely Zombie. So hopefully that's not your birthday. That's your graduation of high school. It's probably your birthday.
When in doubt, close it out and open it back up.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and load up Lord Ash's default file, and his default file at minimum will. Should work.
So interesting question about the 5e plugin, because I know a good bit about 5e. Mm-hmm. So bows and range attacks gain disadvantage after a range increment.
Yep.
Is that calculated within Talespire?
It is.
And it then automatically applies disadvantage on the ones that are further out?
I'm not sure if it applies disadvantage. If we look at the page for it, I know Lord Ash has added. I know there is a range that you add for weapons. So if we view on the website, if they are ranged, you put.
I'm having so much fun. I love this. I'm having so much fun tonight. Thank you, John. This is just the coolest stuff.
I need to get into Talespire because, like, I went to college for computer engineering.
Stop. First, so complete this first sentence again, and then restart. I need to get into Talespire. Period.
Yeah. And
here we go.
I went to college for computer engineering, and then I was like, this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. I love it more as like a hobby, and so stuff like this, I'm super into this.
I knew I would get you to geek out, Thomas. I'm so happy.
I think I can just name something.
Full stop. Exactly, Heimdall. Full stop.
John. Oh, I can do John and I can do Goblin. Those are the 2 defaults. Man, I spent like 30 minutes making these really cool where like it attack and then it had like a grapple that it would announce that it was trying to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, now
it applies damage.
Oh, because the grapple came automatically with the attack?
Right.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually do it. It says, hey.
It says at the announcement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not physically the bat comes forward and grapples. It's that the announcement button pops up and gives you a description.
Is there a grapple visual in Talespire? I can't imagine that.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, I'm just happy they have the lay down, knockout visual or the death visual that was created.
I like the flying. They
the flying was
pretty naturally scoot around.
The flying was from the beginning, at least when I was there. Like
I know, but it looks so good.
It does. It like kind of bounces around and floats. My favorite was the Overgord pumpkin minions. Like putting those in the swamp, kind of floating around, and then you can. I didn't realize this, and so if you're a Talespire novice and you've not done this, you can take any asset, something like a desk or a pumpkin, in my case, and you can convert it to a, what do they call it, John? You can convert it to not a character, basically a PC or an icon. And then you can take something like a desk, which normally you could not apply a float or fly effect to, and you can do that with any asset in Talespire, and now all of a sudden you can make that float and move. That's what I did with those little pumpkins in my virtual Greyhawk Con thing with the Overgord.
Okay,
like animate objects.
Back up, and they're all just going to have John's character sheet. Is what's going to happen.
Strength 24, intelligence 22, wisdom 4,
charisma 6.
Charisma
What?
6, yeah.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Rename.
It's really interesting to me. I just mentioned animate objects just off the cuff. In 5e, that's available to wizards, but in 3.5, it's only a bard spell. Just fun facts for y'all.
And then we'll do one more, and this one will be giant bats.
Anyone that leaves this stream, you are simply frightened by the technical prowess being demonstrated right now by John. So if you're not utterly bereft of any technical skill, you will stay here and watch John's excellence.
We're going to try this, and if it doesn't explain itself immediately, then I will tell you a grand story and I will paint the picture for you.
Theater of Mind. Let's go. Let's see it, John.
Theater of the Mind. 5e plugin is on. The D&D Beyond link is on. The dice selection's off. That should be it.
Oh, there's all kinds of double psychology in Sorrow's Tale.
Theoretically.
What's supposed to happen is that it actually does the whole gambit of things. It looks at their local file. It'll actually announce that it hit. I mean, we saw it kind of working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't tune in for kind of, John. No, you're not the kind of guy. You're the guy to make it happen.
I'm gonna be so sad.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I know it. I know it's gonna work.
Okay. Romris is here. Romris.
You can do it.
He has John's attacks. Okay, so hopefully that will work. So we're gonna attack this giant bat, or the bat soul of Selenka. Curse of Strahd. Spoilers. Watch it. Whoops. Cancel. Rename.
I'm done.
Giant bat. Okay, we should be good theoretically. Giant bats are named Giant Bat. Big Bad Bat's named Big Bad Bat. Romris has his thing. So I'm going to select Romris, and we're all going to collectively cross our fingers.
I am confident. I am utterly confident.
Longbow and sneak attack.
Boom!
So,
woo!
Oh, what is that?
Oh, that is slick as snot.
11 missed, right? So now, actually, I'll open the chat log here. I use the side menu plugin. Sorry.
So it had the character like pop that up above their head,
Right.
saying what they rolled
Yes.
and
Like a
everything.
chat box.
So other players, the DM, can read
So-
that.
Everyone can see it. Yep.
That's
I don't.
So
I
sick.
I don't have the whisper. There's a dependent plugin that needs to be set up correctly, and it doesn't look like it is.
Oh, can you whisper rolls to the DM?
So they do a bunch of stuff on the back end to allow plugins to talk to one another. And so one of them is that they use like a back end channel with the chat messaging that no one else can see except the plugins. And so there's a dependent plugin to allow that. Is it ever going to hit? What the hell is my AC on this bat?
No.
Seriously.
So
13. It's AC 15. Come on, Romris. Like,
Stop failing.
Lonely
Freaking
Zombie
get it.
said manual rolls for the win. But I like both. I like the ability to roll dice in a tray, but I
course.
do love the ability to do this automatically in
There.
a tool.
oh, nope. So, on that note,
Yeah,
this
post effects
particular
do
plugin,
change. Yep.
it has 4 different methods that you can use to roll those dice. One of them is that it just pops them up just like the select. Midas not ever hitting.
No, you're never gonna hit.
Longbow and sneak. I'm rolling a 9 versus AC 15. Is that seriously what I'm rolling? 19 and a 6.
I like the bane of testing
Dice jail.
with an RNG generator.
Yeah, let me something.
Yeah, throw them in dice jail.
Short sword.
Can't throw digital dice in dice jail.
So,
Watch me, Thomas. Watch me.
come on. Is it just? Okay, I hit. Wham! It says weapon damage 4 piercing, but he has resistance to piercing,
Right.
right? So it reduces the damage automatically, and it applies the damage to its hit points. That's the important part as a GM. As a player, this bat, when it attacks Romris, and actually its naked attacks, usually kills him in 1 hit. Honestly, I don't know that it'll be able to hit Romris. He has a pretty good AC. If your token takes so much damage that it knocks it out, it actually tips it over.
Automatically.
Yeah.
That's great.
Which is something,
So-
as a DM, you can do that with GM controls. You can go in there and knock it over. But you're saying when he hits
Yeah.
0, it will automatically happen. That's cool.
Yep. And he like says, "I fainted" or something like that, and falls over.
That's very Pokemon.
Yeah. So the big takeaway here, as far as a GM running a game, my monsters don't have character sheets, right? So when a player attacks a creature, I'm fine with the system automatically generating stuff and doing damage. And I think if you attack and you select the option that's the manual roll, it will wait for you to roll before it then applies everything else. But as for players, though, I like my players to actually have their hit points and stuff still managed by D&D Beyond. So when I roll to hit a player, it will actually apply damage to the token. But because I have the link turned on, it will just revert their hit points to whatever is at D&D Beyond. Right. So if this attacks and does 20 something damage, it's going to reduce 20 damage to the token, but then the token is going to instantly be refreshed with whatever's going on at D&D Beyond. So the player is then free to update their own hit points.
And to comment on that really quick, I like what you're going at there, and I like that is a thing, because as a player, if numbers are just automatically being applied to my thing and happening without my
Not
control,
fun.
that takes me out of the game, because it's still a game at the end of the day. I'm there to role play and do stuff, but I also want to write numbers down and have fun with the math of it, and physically going into my character sheet and typing those numbers out, whether I'm using a pencil or typing it on a keyboard.
Yep.
At least you still get that satisfaction of,
Yeah.
writing down how much lower and lower and lower your hit points are getting.
And the in the configurations, you can change things. You can change everything from how long these messages display on the screen. There's the 4 different rolling types where you roll and it shows you the camera or not. That little view that does pop up is local only. So if you roll, I'm not going to see the camera that shows your dice. You know what I mean? But if someone is streaming the game, being able to present things like that is actually, I think, pretty fun.
Well, we cannot move further without recognizing the comments of the ever mysterious Tim. who said, back in my day, we didn't have this newfangled 5e tomfoolery and the sleight of hand. We had graph paper and pencils, and sure, it didn't look as good, but it was the way it was, and that's the way we liked it. Now get off my lawn.
Oh, Tim.
So we change this. And so this as a GM is so much nicer. I don't have to grab dice. I don't have to do anything. In fact, I don't even have to have that window pop up. I can just have it automatically generate them without even dropping the die so that it's even faster for me.
Like you said, 30 bats all at once.
Yeah, 30 bats. It's just click, 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 click. Something else that I tend to like, and so that is the nuts and bolts of the 5e rule set plugin. Is being able to create local files and have it do some stuff based on that. I don't recommend it necessarily for players. For me, it's a tool to manage my monsters. Like someone at some point is going to publish the 5e rules plugin monster gallery. That's like everything at D&D Beyond or something like that. So it's just a matter of time before someone else does all that work.
Huge.
Or just scripts it, right? Trying to think of what else. What else is going on there? That's about it as far as like 5e specific stuff. If anybody has any questions or
so pop any question. I've got some questions that are not 5e specific, but let's let the chat. Anyone in the chat, if you have questions, Thomas, Evelyn, if you have questions on the 5e plugin specific stuff, Thomas, I'm looking to you mainly because you're the 5e geek.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. It probably doesn't automatically roll with disadvantage after a certain range increment.
It says that it does.
Ooh, do we want to test it?
It says that it does. Okay, what is the freaking range increment?
A range? Is it a short bow? Then it's probably 120 feet.
Yeah, probably. I think. Okay, here. How about here? Go down there, Ramres.
Oh, sorry. A short bow would be 80 feet.
Yeah,
can I even still target him down there?
Let's see. Yeah, you should be.
I don't know how far,
do the angles matter? That's an interesting question. Like, yeah.
I wonder if line of sight matters.
Right, exactly.
He rolled with disadvantage, it said.
Oh,
fantastic.
Let's go.
So it works.
In the blurb, it said disadvantage.
Well, yeah, because the max range on a short bow is 320 feet, which I think that is still within that range.
Well, and you can pop that ruler in and see. I think you're well within 320, but you're definitely outside of 80. So
definitely outside of 80. Yeah.
I don't know. Here, let me.
Let's just test it.
55 times 5, so lots.
250s, 275. Yeah. So you're in the range, but you get the disadvantage.
I doubt that it cares if it's.
Yeah, no, push it out there. Try it now. Let's see.
Maybe.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Longbow. Cannot reach.
Let's go!
Hey! That's so cool.
So, these plugins, mostly brought to you by a dude named Lord Ashes, who's incredibly prolific. But he is absolutely, and this is no shade to him, he is a engineer's engineer. If you follow up with a question to him that's been answered in his documentation, I feel really bad for you.
I know exactly what you mean.
Because, I mean, he is it's one of those, if I add add an extra space to this name, it crashes. He's like, well, you shouldn't have done that. There will be rounds of polish and QA on a lot of these plugins, but right now you really kind of have to stay within the confines of the plugin author's design.
Yeah, but I mean,
you didn't read my 30-page technical document.
Yeah, right. But just like your agreements with Apple, anytime you sign on for something. So look, I think this is incredible, and you can just see where the tool is going, and I think that's what we really need to celebrate. It's cool what we can do now. And I use the tool in a different way, as you know, John. I don't typically have my players coming in and controlling their tokens in this manner, but I think I might start doing that. But just the visuals, the capabilities of this tool set, they are mind-blowing, and it's in its nascent stage. So it's going to get better and better.
It's only been 6 months since the game was released fully on Steam.
It's going to get better and better and better and better and better. And if you're not excited about this, you don't like D&D. I'm sorry, that was not fair. Tim, I know you're a grognard, but everyone else, if you're not excited about this, you don't like D&D.
I will also say that in addition to the 5e push, there's been a huge custom asset push. Like huge.
Well, who would be pushing for custom assets, John?
I don't know. I don't know. Like everyone. So I want to show you kind of how that works now.
Might you have a demonstrable asset for this?
I gotta save that for the finale.
Okay, we'll save that.
So, if you in the long list of plugins, if you look up pack, that's kind of where I've had the most luck. The Fourth Culture stream has created a token pack for the stuff that they're doing. Commander Phoenix has a pack now for elves, and I think he just released. I was asking him if he could make an Amber Golem for the Amber Temple. So literally, he publishes this today. I click download, and this is the second generation of getting custom assets into Talespire. And it's different than the first version, which is basically asset replacement, where like I spawn a chicken. I click a button and I replace the chicken with another model. That's version 1. Version 2 is now where they're taking these assets, packaging them in Unity in a way that you can actually select them from the UI. And so I will show how that works. So I just got those golems. I've never seen them before.
I love the idea of selecting a chicken and it turns out to be an ancient black dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have done that previously by having a chicken and then a hidden black dragon in the asset table, and then just unhide the dragon, kill the chicken, and boom.
Master of disguise.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go, Heimdall.
Also, disclaimer. When you're playing around with these plugins and you're loading in custom assets and doing all this fancy stuff, you might want to take your board, publish it, and then re-import it, and then use that copy of your board.
Because
always back up your saves.
You can corrupt your board.
You can F it up real bad.
Corrupt is a nicer way to say that. So can you go to a different board though, John? Because like we've seen this map a lot. We've got a lot of. Yeah, let's go to a different map so people can see the different sorts of stuff you can do in Talespire.
I've got one for you.
All right, I need it.
Probably. We could go to.
It's not the bottom of the ocean. It's
Death Hand Dungeon or Death House Dungeon. We could go to.
That'll be so fast, Thomas. I won't need a map for that.
I know.
Go to Amber Temple front gate if you want. Oh, Amber Temple.
Yeah, there you go.
I just replaced the pillars in here. Oh, do you want to see what Brother Hannon made us?
I absolutely do.
So, okay, this is Curse of Strahd spoilers, folks. Be careful. In the center of the temple, there is a wizard statue.
All right, this is what I wanted to see. Like, how do you grab that asset and just gonna circle copy it?
I mean,
yeah,
you just like.
But what if
grab it?
If I want all of them, you just drag it.
If you want what now?
If I wanted all 4 of those, you just pull them all and then you move them once you get them where you want them.
If you wanted all 4 of these, yeah, you just select them.
Yeah. Okay. And if they're creatures, same idea. You just move the.
No, creatures you cannot copy paste.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to that in a second because I asked you about before the stream.
Yes. I have some strategies for that.
Okay.
None of them are great. I just wanted to put this in here, so if we're going to be messing around down in the temple, I want it to look cool. I don't want it to look like I'm doing weird stuff in here. Come on. Bam, bam, bam. 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 That's better. Get some ambiance in here.
Hey, you make it look so easy.
No, this is the part I know how to do. But all that stuff, how quick he was removing those assets and popping new ones in, and that's the stuff. Like, this guy's a wizard.
And we need some nice ambient red fog.
Yeah, that's easy. And then the sounds are easy and the lighting's easy.
And this in here, okay. Let's turn their lights on.
You got a ton in that radial menu, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like, that's not what my radial menu looks like.
Okay, so we need some extra lights. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss in some stuff that wouldn't actually be here. In our lighting. Actually, I might bring back those bonfires. They're in camping.
Some pumpkins.
Yeah, just for lighting. Okay, something like this. So, okay, so say there's an amber golem here now. Right, let's see if our amber golem is in here. Goblins, where did they add the goblin? Constructs.
Yeah, constructs would be golems.
No, maybe it's in custom assets?
Oh.
Monstrous? Oh, I didn't think about that. I don't know where they got put.
You would think
Are they here?
Constructs or custom would be the... That's weird.
Dragonfolk, not elementals.
No.
Oh, Hollow sent me a... What did I do wrong?
Goblins are in goblins.
Oh. I got it. Hollow Fox was super ahead of me. There's 2 plugins. There's Extra Asset Library and the Extra Asset Registry.
Ah.
Those are the plugins that are going to look through my folders to find all the stuff that I should add.
All right, so let me ask the question again.
Hollow's got my back.
I'm on all this. I love it. Is anyone in the chat just feeling overwhelmed? Like, because I want people to realize this is not that difficult. He's moving fast, but you could take your time. Good. Hollow Fox, of course, you don't.
Yeah.
Difficult. Yeah,
Hollow's like, nope, I got it.
Yeah, I know you're not overwhelmed. Anyone else? Like, you guys get this? It seems more challenging than it is. A little bit of time. I've done this stuff, and it's not that hard. I promise. This is too much for 20. No, it really is. It's crazy how cheap this tool is. I've told them, all right, good. Manda, that's the voice I needed to hear. Manda saying she's following and it's amazing. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you, Manda.
A backhanded compliment to Manda.
Slow down for me, like speak super slow. All right. Gato Churros indicates you need to speak super slow.
Super slow.
So this is
He was kidding.
Lighting. This is the lighting plugin that I'm using here to get our creepy light on this goat.
Adorable goat.
Yeah, and then you just hide it. Right. So now.
So that's not the L key. That's not the normal sort of highlight spotlight that goes on it. That's something else.
Yes, this is the lighting plugin.
Gotcha.
I didn't know if we were going to have time to go over it, but in the same way that you can define creatures in local JSON files, you can define lighting.
Wow.
And so this particular one that I'm using is just like the ball light, but you could also do torch. There's dark vision. Dark vision's interesting because it only shows the light to the player who owns the token and the GM.
Right, of course.
Which is
that's actually the way it should be. That's really
cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
And it's all configurable too. Okay, so let's I saw they don't have so Amber Golem. Whoa, that is weird. Not quite right, but this is like version 1.
I think the lighting is putting too much backlight on him. Maybe you can kill that and then put a spotlight on him or something where you can see.
Yeah, I'll give it light. Thank you very much for your help there, goat.
There you go.
And I have the extra sizes plugin.
Oh, so more than just the 3 or 4 option they give you.
Yeah, there's I have like super ultra sizes.
Look at that.
Ooh, that's a big lad.
What's up, man? I think he also did a stone golem. So, you also... Oh, dude, yeah! Okay, this party is in trouble. You have... Oh, actually, I just want this fucking iron golem.
You have raised the ire of the Talespire gods.
Yeah.
Now, John, when we were in that laboratory, could you imagine having that iron golem asset?
I absolutely could, but I also like my physical terrain too. So both.
No,
work.
I know.
But yeah,
that is good looking.
That's freaking wicked, man. That's incredible. Now, before we go hey, Chris, good to see you. We cannot go any further in this stream until Evelyn says words. I need Evelyn.
She's currently speaking to her
No,
child.
she's saying words, just not to us. Sorry, bad timing. Let's carry on.
Very bad timing. TPK squared says.
Yeah, really. No lie. No lie.
There's the chicken.
Murder chicken.
What's that? What's that, John?
Not the white chicken. Oh, that's a big boy there.
He's almost there.
All right, and we got some coloring we're still going to work on with that guy, but
Yeah.
can you put him in a more isolated setting where people can really get a look at what that asset looks like?
Yeah. And it's this is definitely iteration 1 on getting things like from a professional modeler into Talespire.
All right. So while you're
like
doing
what-
that, I'm going to switch what people see on their screens. So they're going to see my screen for a moment here. And if you're a Blue Box fan, you've been here for any length of time, you know we have this guy called the Palelord. Started with Palelings. Palelings were very much modeled after Robert Jordan's Myrdal. So they are somewhat doppelganger, pallid in flesh, somewhat necrotic in nature. They can shapeshift. They can turn sideways and vanish. Then the Palelord appeared in the later stages of Greyhawk Awakening Book 1. And we had artwork from Frederica Draws, which you're seeing here. This is the Palelord. And he's this nasty looking creature. And believe me, this is not just a throwaway. Every element here has a story behind it, a reason that he looks like this. Here's a close-up on the head of the Palelord. And this asset then was created inside of Renan's sculpting tool. So here is the physical, the digital 3D sculpture. So you can compare here. This
Just gorgeous.
This became this. So think about this, fans. It went from idea to artwork to sculpture to 3D model to print. Here is and it's not, here, let me put my hand behind it. This Palelord has all the detail. It's a wicked resin print from DM Dingbat. And I'm going to have some of these painted by Mike Disney. And now it exists in Talespire. So you have the physical models, you have the prints, the 3D sculptures, the 3D. It just, woo! That
Oh, yeah.
freaking rocks. All right, back to you, John. You have it.
We're still getting there. I mean, I think the lower part all looks really good. There's a little bit of polish on top, but another iteration or so, and I think we will have that work flow down pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on there.
No, you don't.
John won't tell us.
You don't. You
That's
don't
not
know, but
good.
someday you will.
He needs to get that looked at. Right?
Hey, Enoch, good to
not
see you. Well, yeah, and exactly. If you look at now go back to the artwork, you're going to see here. Let me switch
Oh
back.
man, it's gross.
This is very
Yes, it
much.
is.
This is very much what you had in the artwork, but it's just been the detail has been blown up by Renan Asuncio and by John and our Talespire
Like
crew.
4 spinal cords?
Yep.
What's going on?
Yeah, there's a story, but you don't know it.
I don't want it.
I don't want to know it. Stop telling it.
Hey, Patrick, good to see you. You're dying. So these are going to be probably the most sought after giveaways ever on Blue Box. I'm going to have a few of these custom painted. I have 4 prints from DM Dingbat, and he'll do some more for me as well. And I'm not doing them justice. Like, this guy has such incredible detail. All the ribs and the entrails, the viscera, these spikes are so, like, this is amazing. These resin prints, and once they're painted, these will be the most sought-after giveaways in all of D&D Twitch.
Did you have that on Sunday? Those prints?
Nice.
Oh, I've had them for a week. Yeah.
You didn't show them to me?
Nope. I wanted to show them tonight on stream. Let's see if I can get a better image of them. No, hang on here. I'll figure something.
Upset?
Talk away. Talk amongst yourselves.
You know, we'll be back there on Sunday.
Yeah,
again.
I know.
But he wanted to be first. First. All right.
Here, where is... I want to get him somewhere like more appropriate.
Yeah, and some
I'm in the
context
creepy corner
for
of a dungeon.
typical size. Because
He usually hangs out in disguise.
yeah, like he'll look like an
Oh, he's a
innocent.
magic caster too?
No, he's different. You don't know what he is, Thomas. Just chill. You don't know. You don't know.
He's like a shapeshifter type
Exactly.
creature.
So have you read Wheel of Time?
No.
Robert Jordan? Oh, all right. Then I don't want to talk to you anymore. Move on.
Oh no!
I'm teasing. Hey, Steve, good to see you. All the Wheels of Times. IMDb.
Actually, one that I want to get into, though. I know that that's a really good series.
I've read it. Well, it's at 13 or 14. Like Sanderson finished it because Jordan died of amyloidosis, which is a horrible blood disease, likely from Agent Orange in Vietnam. But he was named.
Jeez.
Oh, it was
Wow, what a story!
No, it's incredible when you. But Jordan was a savant, and then he put all of his notes together, including audio recordings, gave them to his wife. His wife hired Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn and many other great, Stormlight Archive. Sanderson's a prolific writer, and all that was given to him, and then he finished the series. I've read it 3 times. It's probably in total, I don't know, Evan, I mean, I think each book's at least 700 pages, 6 to 7. So I'm going to say it's a it's a good 9, 10, 11,000 pages as a series. Maybe somebody can Google that for me. They probably know exactly what it is.
Length, it says, 4 million words.
Well, I don't know the words.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah. But Amazon is producing a whole series about this, and they're spending ridiculous amounts of money trying to compete with Game of Thrones. Now, I'm not sure how well that's going to work because Jordan and Sanderson were not as dark and gritty. You don't have the salacious sex scenes and the ripping necks out and all the stuff you see in Game of Thrones, but hopefully they pull it off.
You don't need that. I mean, look at Lord of the Rings.
I hope that's true. I really do.
It's going to be pretty easy to beat the last 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. No offense to that, but offense to that. It was pretty bad. But John, the audiobook version of The Wheel of Time takes 19 days and 5 hours to listen to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. It's a beast. Art of Mike Disney is on. Mike, this is your next mini to paint, the Palelord. It's not doing it justice here on the screen. The detail on this is so good. And Mike has already agreed he's going to paint a couple of these for us here, and these will be the most sought after giveaways in Twitch. All right, continue, John.
I was just loading up a good shot of your token here.
Pretty good.
I will say though, I'll throw my 2 cents into the Wheel of Time thing. Is that I also thought it was kind of boring myself.
Well, your puerile
I was also early 20s
intellect. Yes, I was good.
And I just wanted to read about Matt. I just wanted to read about Matt.
Matt Coffin. Matt Coffin was the best character in that whole series.
Book 5 or 6 was Path of Daggers.
Yes,
and I was like, finally a book about Matt. Guess what? Wasn't about Matt.
Dice in the head.
I stopped reading.
Dice in the head. Dice in the head. Yes, Matt Coffin was the man. But honestly, you got to like the whole Sidon and Sidar and the Tainted Source, and there was some amazing stuff in that. All right,
he has a really interesting take on dwarves that I'm really into as well.
No, or the AL. They really, to me, hearken to Dark Sun as well. I think there's. This is not what the stream is about. Sorry.
No, it's not. We're really
okay. So hang on. So we can rope it back in. So basically, what I was demonstrating is that a bunch of folks are now publishing asset packs or token packs. So there's like the 4th. What all? This is all the Aasimar stuff. Warrior Elf. So people are like making Warrior Elves. So Commander Phoenix, who I just joined their Patreon, has made a whole bunch of assets. Whoa, teleporting. And you can just go get them.
For free.
Click a button. And so I think Commander Phoenix is converting all of the MZ4250 tokens which if you don't know who MZ4250 is, you really should, because they're basically producing free STLs of every single monster from every single book. And they've been doing it for they've been doing it for years now. Oh yeah, folks. Okay, hang on. I'm going to do a Patreon shout out for someone that's not me. Patreon MZ. And they are a poster child for here's how you make a living on frickin' Patreon. I'm not joking. Let's talk about 5,600 patrons.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. 3,000 plus free models. And it's STL files of basically every single monster you can possibly think of from
Evelyn,
everything
can you
ever.
pop that in the chat, please?
Yeah. The Talespire community has already started an initiative basically to colorize them all, because that's what you need. This is for printing. Talespire, we are, of course, bringing them into Talespire. They need to be colored. Phoenix minis. So Commander Phoenix is going through and colorizing them all. So, and just starting on it. Look at this.
That's sweet.
Oh my goodness.
This is the stuff that Commander Phoenix is doing. And Commander Phoenix also just did the Amber Golem that I just showed you. There's an elf pack. I don't know if they're added in here or if they're just still in custom content.
All right.
But anyway.
Well, I've got some questions here, but let me stop. Thomas, Evelyn, any questions you have on this? All right, so
elf pack. I have it turned off for some reason.
All right, so one of the things I struggle with in Talespire, as a huge fan, is the way the asset selection occurs. It just feels clunky to me trying to move through and find things, and sometimes they're too small, and you get bigger windows. What would you like to see them do to improve the facility with which a GM can select an asset and get it into the game?
Oh man. Click and drag, click and place?
Well, no, just even view it. They have this very small selection at the bottom, and you have to scroll for bigger packs, like humans have a bunch.
Can I talk about me being triggered for a minute?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So here's, I love Bouncy Rock. I really wish that they would ask for feedback from prolific folks who are in the program a lot before they do things. If I'm a builder and I'm trying to tell another builder to use this window, how do I do that?
Right.
In this UI, it doesn't tell me what the name of this asset is. I have no common language.
Exactly.
So HoloFox re-added the legacy UI on the right-hand side.
The side view HUD.
This plugin is, you have to have it. And I use a combination of both, which I think is kind of interesting. Tokens, I usually go to the bottom. But so if you don't know the name of a thing, you have to go, where are my tokens?
This is what the tool needs. Something you can search, and find by name, because the GUI is nice, but when you have large asset packs, you can't scroll through all of those. And
they broke the token thing on the right's broken now, or maybe it was never there. I don't know. But don't get me started on the search filter.
Okay.
Oh man, I forget, what was it like? I was looking for a broom. It was something stupid, broom.
I've had the same exact.
The hat. There's a wizard hat that was added to props. In someone on stream, I was like, how do I make this wizard statue? There's use the wizard hat. And I'm like, how? What wizard hat? What are you talking about?
Oh, I see it.
This thing, it's a wizard hat. If you look in props, and I apologize, Bouncy Rock, I don't mean to embarrass you.
No. This is these are lovers of the tool. These are community fans, and we're just trying to provide the feedback. There's plenty of fanboy stuff happening here. There's no shade, Dwarf, Johnny, none of us, baggers. We love you guys.
Okay. So I know it's in here. I found it at one point. But the icons on the right-hand side are very small. Okay. Hat. Wizard. Hat. Wizard. Wizard. Hat. How am I supposed to find this asset if I don't already know it exists?
I've had the same exact experience. Yes. You're
Like,
Search is hard to do if you.
Anyway,
As
Tags,
as a minor programmer, search ain't easy.
well, search. I mean, you could do a search all title, or you could do tags.
yes. I mean, are you kidding me? Search is not hard.
I am glad that the stuff that I'm like kind of ranting about is this minor stupid stuff. Like I can't find this wizard hat.
Exactly.
I can't communicate with builders about the names of objects and stuff, and like Talespire crashes. And
Hunter says there is no spoon.
Wait. Pat Draw says, I have a very sexy glitter bomb John mini. How soon can that get integrated?
You haven't seen this guy?
No, I have. I will say,
John, look at the screen. John, look at the screen.
After months of, oh my god,
this is glitter. This is glitter bomb John.
If you have the Hero Forge Unity file of it, it would take me like 15 minutes.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Please. We do not need that. No.
Oh, he said he has it.
He has it.
No, Pat. I'm sorry, Pat. The stream. It's crashing. I'm so sorry, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Hero Forge. How to
He just ends the stream.
into Talespire. It's by Quintastic. Okay, so here's a video for anyone who's interested in getting into plugins, who wants to do the exact same thing that I did, where you click a mini, you push a button, you type in Palelord or whatever the name of your mini is, and hit OK. I can't swap that because it's not the extra asset. Anyway, go watch this video to convert your Hero Forge tokens into Talespire. It seriously takes 15 minutes. It took me half an hour because I literally had never opened Blender before, and I had never opened. There's like an asset extractor tool.
And John, do you have an update on, because I know Bouncy Rock has announced they are going to have official Talespire plug or Hero Forge plugins for Talespire. Do you have any timeline on that yet?
I do not. I don't know any more about it than you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that update. I think it was like today or yesterday.
Yeah, it was this morning. They put out a dev blog.
It's coming, but yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious when it will happen. I know it's expensive. That's the only word that I can think of right now. It's going to be expensive. If you have like 20 characters, you have to buy all the Hero Forge tokens.
What is it, like $10 for an STL?
I think it was $8 or something like that. $7.99 for the digital tabletop version.
Yeah, but so, and then is the plan, if a player buys the token, they can share it into a GM's board, correct? Or does the GM have to buy it and the player has to buy it?
No. With the integration, if I read it correctly on their notes, it's going to be integrated such that anybody on the board, as long as someone on the board has that registered in their Hero Forge library, everybody can see it.
Oh, it's direct from Hero Forge rather than having to purchase the STL.
It is streamed from them.
Oh.
So that's the thing. That's the thing with all this stuff that we're talking about with these custom assets, where MZ4250 has released free STLs so anybody everywhere can have them, right? To get them into Talespire, you actually have to have the file on your local computer. And there are plugins that help a DM where a DM can just be like, here's a zip file, everybody please download it. And we can actually do it within Talespire. Everybody just clicks it. It loads the assets into your custom token directories. That's one way. One way is you have the local files. The other way, and this is kind of the avenue that I'm thinking about, and it's obviously the avenue that they're going to be going with Hero Forge, is that in my case, it's going to be Patreon, right? Where you synchronize your Patreon somehow, and that gives you access to stream in your tokens, with the idea being we don't necessarily want to give you the STL because then you can copy paste it and put it on the internet, then we're done. And so it's going to be the same thing with Hero Forge, where you link your Hero Forge and your Steam account. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it just streams the token right into everybody, and it's never on your local machine.
That's crazy, because you could update the pose of your character in Hero Forge and it would update it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm curious.
No, you'd have to reload it if that was the case. I'm curious
how.
I mean, theoretically, that should work.
Can you do that though? Can you it might be that when you pay for it.
It makes a permanent
locks it
copy
into
of that one. Yeah.
Well,
and then
that would be difficult.
we'll have to see.
make it actively update.
We won't know for sure until it happens. But I think
if
that's
they made it actively update, that would be
sick.
Cool.
That really would.
Just changing your character's
your
weapons.
You could wear different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Now, okay, so that's in the chat. So a question that came from Pat Draws: would we need 2 STL files, one standing, one lying down for the? I don't believe that's true. I think the knockdown effect takes the existing file and just puts it horizontally.
90.
Correct?
Oh yeah, we can knock over.
Knock over the Palelord.
Oh yeah, knock over the Palelord.
I want to get this. Oh man.
Don't do that. Never knock the Palelord over. That's actually a bad. No, don't do that. I'm teasing.
He's immune to that.
Can I knock him over? Status. Where's the knockover?
It's under GM tools.
Tools. Make unique. Player permissions. Info. Base color.
It's really small on my screen here.
Where is it? There is like a knockdown option.
There is.
It's like KO
status.
Status.
Status knockdown.
There you
Boop.
go. Yep. See? So no separate file needed.
One very, very, very important difference between what is being produced by Hero Forge and what is very likely to be produced by the folks that I'm working with or other modelers is that the models that we are developing have animations. They have bones, right? The actual files, where Hero Forge does not.
Yeah.
And so one reason that a lot of folks will probably support new model builders is that, and all the plugins already have the frameworks to do this. It's just that none of them have animations yet. They have the default ready stance, like where they're kind of moving, right? They have the attack where they actually swing their arm and stuff. It's really, really cool.
Are you kidding?
I think only the demo.
Freaking awesome.
I can't wait for like a
Lord
pullback
Ashes
bow shot animation. That's going to be sick.
Pokespire. HoloFox. So HoloFox created a plugin where you have to have Pokemon. I don't know what the version of Pokemon is. You have to have it on your local machine. And then when you run it in Talespire, it actually pulls in all of the animations and assets from Pokemon. So when move them around on the board,
you said Pokemon and my all my speaker. I can't hear anything
up,
you're
John.
saying.
This is cool.
All right, so let's. Hey, but
I'm not a Pokemon person either. But
that's cool.
Wait, we have a first time. Wait. We have a first time chatter. The Lord Ashes. You spoke of him earlier. The Lord Ashes is on tonight. We have HoloFox. We have the Lord Ashes.
Yeah.
All right, so. I'm going to put you on the spot. I want you to talk about your Patreon because we got to close off here in a minute. We're going to raid Lord Gazumba. But I want to do a stream very soon with the Lord Ashes and HoloFox and you. And let's get seriously geeky on this channel. I think that'll be so much fun. Are you up for it, John?
Yeah, I mean, I tell them all the time, I just talk about this stuff as if I had anything to do with it being created. I just use it. I provide some feedback and stuff, but really it's Lord Ashes.
Lord Ashes said he's in. HoloFox, are you in?
Phoenix. I would love to do that.
Boom, they're in. Let's do it. All right, love it. Now tell us about your Patreon.
Okay, so my Patreon, I'm Patreon/Demon Gun. I produce really super high quality Talespire maps. Oh man, this month is insane. We finished and published Salinka Pass that you saw with the bridge in the fog. We published Babala Saga's Walking Hut Epic Boss Fight board this month. And actually, that one's now at Tales Tavern as well. Just because so much of the assets, the board was from Genghis, the Flying Skull was for Brother Hannon, and I can't remember what else. But anyway, so it's for free on Tales Tavern. And then by the 31st, Heimdallr and I will be publishing the Amber Temple.
No, it is a prolific. It is a prolific Patreon. So yes, Amanda said your Patreon is awesome. Evelyn already put the link in there. If you are in John's Patreon, you get constant content for Talespire. And again, as was said earlier in the chat, for $20-something bucks, this tool is the best value. And then you spend a couple of bucks a month, a few bucks for Demon Gun's Patreon, and all of a sudden you've got custom content. It can just blow up what you can do on your board as a DM.
Mm-hmm. And I will say there's my Patreon. I'm trying to get everybody kind of in the community to have one, because why not, really? So HoloFox has a Patreon. I have a Patreon. Commander Phoenix just started the Patreon as well. So definitely mix and match the folks in the community that you want to support. Like, unlike your college tuition where you do not get to choose where your money goes, with Patreon, you can take control of that.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. And I refuse to do a Patreon simply because I get so much support from my community through my Twitch channel. But I love the fact that we can support these creators. You got Anna B. Meyer. She's got a great Patreon. Carlos, John, Estalri, Charles, amazing content being produced in this community. Support all of them. But John, tonight especially, we want to celebrate you. Thank you so much for joining us and spending an hour and a half teaching us and confusing some of them. There were a couple of points I got lost. So thank you so much. But that Palelord, is he not glorious?
Renan did a good job on this. There's a pretty serious learning curve.
Yeah.
For myself and for Renan.
And how much of that
it's quite over it yet.
Is it just poly counts, or like what are the things that go into that learning curve?
So, there's poly count. Like, so if we look at this, we can see like, okay, everything on the bottom looks fine, but for some reason the top doesn't.
Well, yeah.
When I load this in, it takes 4 or 5 seconds.
Look at the model. So this is the actual asset that he created. This is his sculpt, and the detail is insane. But this is too high a poly count, I guess, for what we're putting into Talespire, correct?
Oh, yeah. That one is like, I mean, it crashes my computer. I didn't ask ahead of time. Like, Renan sent it, and I didn't ask ahead of time, hey, is this the one that has the poly count reduced? And I just, like, popped it into Blender and totally crashed my machine. It crashed the board that I was in because I couldn't, like, load the board to remove that It was ugly.
That's why you back up your boards, folks.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
well said.
there's a happy medium between poly count and load times and getting it just right that we'll figure out.
No, and I think Renan he's such a savant when it comes to these sculpting things. And even DM Dingback, Mike's in the chat tonight. He's the one that printed 4 of these models for me. And he said these were some of the highest detailed minis he's ever printed with his resin printer. They are incredible.
It's one of the highest details 3D models I've ever seen. It's like really good.
Yep. What else is going on? So there's all the Patreon stuff. I mean, I guess thanks to Talespire for making this tool. Like, it's great.
Well, yeah, they make the tool, but they do listen to the community, and they're super good guys. I mean, they're engaging with us. Thank you to Jason again, and Johnny Ree, and Chris Baggers, and the whole community over there at Talespire. These are just good people. They care about the game. You know, they're building a company, but they're not merchandising. They're not trying to make over much money. They're just trying to build the greatest tool ever. And they're old Neverwinter Nights guys, which is how I really fell in love with them, because I used to play that game 20 years ago. And if you played Neverwinter Nights, 1 or 2, any of the persistent worlds that existed, that's the world these guys came from. They're awesome. And so we're so appreciative to Talespire. Thank you to, I said this earlier, Evelyn, and you were distracted by your assistant. But before we close the stream, I need you to say some words.
Wait. Can I say something first?
Said words.
And then, John, you're going to cut her off? All right, go ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Well, I thought you were going to do the thing, and I want to say something before you do the thing.
Oh, so we'll save the thing. Evelyn, say some words.
I have said plenty of words tonight. I have no additional words to provide.
She does that to me every single time. I love it. All right, John, you know what to do, sir.
I was just going to say that if anybody is messing around with the plugins or Talespire and they want to ask questions and stuff, I'm going to be streaming a lot this week. I'll probably be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday nights. So feel free to stop in as we do the last of the Amber Temple push. That I am available, and I'm in Discord a lot. So if folks have questions, I am available.
Love it. And there was a poll apparently I missed. What was the poll, Evelyn?
Whether or not Glitter Bomb John should be added to Talespire.
Oh,
and
the
it was
vote
a
was universally
resounding
no.
yes.
No, the vote was no.
97% yes, 3% no. There was only one no vote.
And I didn't even cast that.
If someone sends me the Unity 3D file, I can make it happen.
Stop. Oh, sorry. Connection. Static. Sorry. All right.
Walking into a tunnel.
Thomas, you know what we want. We have not asked the question tonight, sir. Can you ask it, please?
You could
I
do it.
believe there is a specific question that we should ask. What is the question? Those who are watching, who haven't followed yet, what's going on in that noggin of yours? What about those followers out there who haven't subscribed yet? Oh no. Oh dear. And the subscribers who have lost their subscription. Oh, goodness me. We have a singular question for you. And that question is,
What are you
doing?
Come on, give us a follow, give us a sub. Again, thank you to Evelyn. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, John. Thank you to everyone. Lonely Zombie, thank you for the follow. See, it works. You ask the question, people respond. Elgato Churros, thank you so much. We appreciate the follows.
Elgo, what's up, man?
Oh, and I love an Elgato churro. I'm using an Elgato Stream Deck, and I love churros, so those both work for me. And then, thank you for the host, Gronk. We're about to, yeah, exactly.
I'm late.
Elgato Churro did an absolutely amazing underground dwarven build where he combined the marble palace pillars with the Morgoth pillars. That's just.
Oh, and the Marble Palace, that's only like 2 weeks old. So he's already built something with the Morgoth and the marble pillars in a slab.
It's like a whole dwarven. It's like I'll show you screenshots and stuff.
Yeah, or can you pop that, Elgato? Can you pop that link in the chat? That'd be great.
I don't know that he's posted it at Tales Tavern or anything yet.
He hasn't. Oh, okay, gotcha.
I can freaking show you though.
Yeah, let's see it here. Let me switch back to your Ninja.
Oh, I have it. Here you go.
Here we go.
Here's your moment, Elgo.
Look at that.
Get over there. Dude, look at this. Are you kidding me?
Friggin' Mines of Moria up in here.
Yeah.
It
He has
really
like a whole. There's like a feast hall.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.
Then there's the mines. Sorry, I might be going a little too fast.
No, you're not. It's fine.
Here's the forge.
Oh, the mine.
Yeah, the mine. That's.
He's got a big feast hall that's like by the tombs of the dead.
By Hollow Fox. Thanks so much.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I love the chandelier. That's just all. But
this design of these columns and stuff, definitely caused me to think about re-engineering some stuff that I have in the Amber Temple. All this stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
Don't you love that? You're like really far into a build and you're like, I should have
done it that way.
Redo it.
Exactly. That's exactly all of it. The Amber Temple library is going to be completely redone now with some of these assets.
All right. So let's get ready. We're going to do a raid. But again, thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. I had fun, and that's all I wanted to do. I needed some escapism tonight. All of us.
You didn't get it last night?
No, I did, but it was stressful to me, Thomas, because I didn't want to let you down as a player who's never done Monster of the Week before. So to me, it was like, it was a little bit of release, but it was a little bit of like, gosh, I know these rules and my luck and my all that. So tonight, it was just... I don't know what I'm talking about. Just
let's nerd out. Let's geek out.
Nerd, exactly. So no shade at you, my friend. I loved last night. All right. So we're going to raid. And tonight we're raiding, of course, Jay, Lord Gazumba. And I'm excited, among the many good products of this evening, getting Lord Ashes and Hollow Fox to agree that they'll do a stream together with us, John. I think that's going to be a blast. So let's work on that. We'll get it done.
I think so too. Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts from any of you?
Thank you. This is great. I love being here.
Wait, what do you mean error? It can't be an error rating. Jay.
I already prepped it.
Oh, well,
I'm ahead of you, John.
Well, stop doing that. Thank you.
That's why she's the right hand.
Exactly. She's the right and the left, and she's the head too. So I know. I'm just a mouth. I think that's all I am is a mouth.
She will subsume you, assimilate her into her being.
Yeah, she is the Borg. There's no doubt. I am being subsumed. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great night. We'll see you this weekend. Enjoy Jay's stream. Bye, John. Demon Goon. Check out his Patreon. Hollow Fox. Lord Ashes, Lonely Zombie, good to have you in, a new follower tonight, as well as Elgato Churros with that crazy Dwarven Underground mix of those different assets. Just a fun night. Rating now.
Bye.